Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we are going to show you how to get started on Million on Mars. From a new player's perspective, this is how you get started. Let's get into it. To get started on Mars, you're going to need either a Land Rush Access Pass or a Premium Access Pass. The Land Rush Access Pass is cheaper. It's about $1.73 or $2. And the Premium Access Pass is about $27 if you get it on the market. Now, if you get it on a drop, it's going to be cheaper, like 20 bucks. But drops happen on Thursday. So if you miss Thursday's drop, chances are you're going to need to get one on the secondhand market. The nice thing about the Premium Access Pass is it does give you a few buildings to get started in the game, along with a land. So the value is there. It just depends on how you want to get started. If you want to get started with ease, then this Premium Access Pass is probably for you. Now, if you want to get started with a higher budget, the Land Access Pass is for you. From there, once you have your Premium Pack or your Access Pass unpacked, you'll get your access key, and it'll give you an NFT, which allows you to access the game. Now, from there, there's a link in the video description which will take you to this page. This will be my referral code too, by the way. Click on that. It does help me out a little bit. But what you're going to want to do is go in this top right corner here and click register. And you're going to sign up to the game on there. It will take your name and your email. For me, I just put Savage Gaming and my email that I use for basically Savage Gaming at gmail.com. So you can put whatever you want for your name, I believe. Make sure you use an email that you can access. Now, once you're all signed up, ready to go, go ahead and hit play now. And if you can't find play now on the screen you're at now, I'll have another link for that. But click play now. Log in with your Wax or Anchor wallet. And from there, you're going to see you have a planet. Now, if you have the Premium Access Pack, your land and your buildings will either be in your inbox or in your inventory. So what you're going to want to do, click on this inventory box. If it's not in your mailbox, scroll down, click on sync plots, or you might have a land deed, which you'll need to click on up here and click deposit. If you have more than one land deed, you can click on multiple at the same time. Click on deposit. You might have to click on it twice. And I know this is a solar panel, but this is the same process for burning land into the game. So you can scroll down. You'll see your land plot down here. Go ahead and click on it. And it's going to bring you to the proper place of where your land is. So as you can see, I have a new plot of land. It's got no buildings on it. Go ahead and click on the plus sign. And here you'll find the buildings that they gave you, if they're not already installed on your land, or if you bought land and bought buildings separately, this is also where they'll be. So I'm going to go ahead and click install my solar panels. All right, one's installed, 2 solar panels installed. Now, your setup's going to look like this. Okay, if you bought the Premium Pack, chances are your setup's going to look like this. You're going to have about 50 land space, 2 solar panels, and I guess a water filtration and a CAD. It could be 2 different buildings, I guess, but I think this is like the standard setup if you get one of those packs. So far, everyone I know has gotten the 2 solar panels, and the rarities can be different. Now let's go back to the game. We'll just go off of this. So if you have a solar panel, you're going to have 2 options: charge cell 1 or charge power cell 2. So once you have your land down, once you have your buildings installed, you're probably going to need some Dusk, which is the in-game currency and the token that you earn in-game. Now, it does help to start with some when you're brand new. So I'd recommend getting some on Alcor, and I'll have a link down below. So go to Alcor, and unfortunately, I don't have any wax on me. But what you're going to want to do is go to Alcor. I'll have a link down below. Go to the swap. Or you can go to market if you want, but swap will be easier. You're going to want to sell wax for Dusk. The impact is very low. The slippage and liquidity, it's about 0.4. So you're losing a little bit of value, but not much. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap. I would recommend at least getting maybe 20 to 50 wax worth of dusk, maybe more if you have more available. Everyone's going to be starting at a different point. This is if you're like really, really just getting started with absolute basics. Okay. So now to get your dusk in game, where it does show up is in your inventory. So click inventory. You'll see your dust token here. Click deposit and confirm. Boom. Sometimes it takes a second. And there was just an update. So things are speeding up, but some things you do have to be a little patient on. Now, right up here is your stamina. I don't know what they start you with, but you're going to need stamina in game to do things. So you can get stamina a few ways, but for the most part, you're going to need food and water, and the amount will change depending on what you eat. So if you eat a snack, you're going to need just 30 food and 10 water. And if you eat a feast, you're going to need 90 food and 30 water. So, and they give different amounts of stamina. The most efficient seems like it's eat snack. However, sometimes you need more stamina than that. So the feast or eating a meal is preferred. It just depends on how much stamina you need. You also have things like drink coffee. There's a Slava Ukraine coffee. There's a mushroom tea. So you got different options. The only thing I'd recommend not doing is eating a ration. If you can help it, go as long as possible without eating rations, because those rations can be traded in for a land after 30 days or after collecting 30 rations. All right, you're just going to have to trust me, save your rations. Now, let's say that you need food. If you need food in game, you can go ahead and click on Marketplace, type in food, and you can enter a buy order to get how many you need. So if you're doing a snack, you're going to want to do 30 food. So type in 30. For the most part, it's going to fill in the proper amount of dusk you need. You can go a little lower or a little higher if you're trying to get your order filled faster or slower. But usually right where it puts the dusk amount is pretty good. So I'm going to go just a hair lower and see if this will fill up. Might as well try to save a little bit. So just click on it. You'll see success down at the bottom here. Now when you buy and sell things, you have to click on orders, and there we have it. So I have my food order right here. I'll go ahead and click claim. Depending how you start, if you start with the premium pass, you're going to have some solar panels, right? Check your inventory. If you don't have any empty power cells, you're going to need to pick some up. So go to the marketplace, click on buy. How do you know how many to get? So click back on your land. Click on your solar panel that you have. So for me, I'm going to go to charge power cell 2. It's just a little more efficient. And if I hit max, I see that I need 10 empty power cells. That's for this one solar panel. I have 2 of these epics. So yours will probably be different, but just click on them, add up how many you need. So this would be basically 10 and 10. So I would need 20. And currently, so I'm going to need 6 more empty cells if I'm going to get both of these solar panels going. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one going. And let's see, if I go here, you can see max. It's red because I don't have as many as I need. So I actually need 4 more power cells. So we'll go to the marketplace. Oh, marketplace, sell. And we want to buy empty cells because we're going to charge them up for, can't even afford it. I can't afford it. Okay. This is why you need dusk. Okay. I don't have dusk right now, but I also don't really need to charge any more cells, but you get the idea. Buy some empty cells, click confirm, go to orders and claim your cells. So let's go back to the game. Now I still want to get this other panel going. So I'm going to hit charge 2, max. Let's see, the max I can do is 3 out of 5. And that's going to give me 6 full power cells that I can use later. Now, if you're like, what the heck can you do with these power cells? I believe they start you with a water filtration building if you have the premium pass. And from here, you can see exactly what you need for the water recipes. Now, at the moment, charging power cells is profitable. So you could take a day or two and just make power cells, right? So you're going to buy some empties, charge them up on your solar panels, sell those charged panels on the market, make some dust, keep buying some more empties, and just keep going with that cycle for a little bit, right? You can just totally do solar power charging. Or you can dabble in some other things too, depending on how they set you up with the premium pass or what you want to get into if you did a custom setup. But let's just say we're gonna do water filtration. Okay, you got the premium pass, you ended up with a water building. Go ahead and click on it, click on filter water, and you're gonna see it takes stamina, power, which we shouldn't have to worry about after a while, because once we get the solars going and we get some batteries, we can charge this place ourselves. Okay, and this is how you do that. You click on recharge and you add as many as you can do. Click confirm. Oh yeah, that building is charged, and I got a little XP, and I got some empty cells now that I can recharge. So once you use them in this thing here, once you recharge, it'll empty it, and you'll usually get back an empty cell. Sometimes you'll get, I think, a broken one, but I haven't had it happen too often. So anyway, click on filtered water. You can see right here, we need some ice. We have no ice. So what you're going to have to do is go to the market, click on ice, and you'll see right here, ice. Now, remember, you're going to want to know exactly how much you're going to do so you don't buy too much ice. At maximum, I need 360 for my building. If your building's a different rarity, it'll probably be different. So I'm going to say 4. So I'm going to try to get 160 ice. Let me see what I can get. Ice. Buy. Oh, what I say? 160. 160. And you can see ice is fairly cheap. At the moment, filtered water is profitable because people need that for the food. They need that for stamina. So I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. And then I'm going to go to orders. Sometimes it'll fill right away. Sometimes it'll take a while. So you can see my ice right here. And it looks like it might take a while. If you get in a situation where it just seems to be taking a longer time, you can up the dusk. Here, I'll show you what that's like. So go back to ice. Buy. Now you see how it says 0.44? Last price was 0.047. So we're under. And right now, ice is just selling for more. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the last sale price, which is just a little higher. Type in the 160 again. Confirm. Here. All right. So now you can see that this filled really, really fast. So it was just the right price. It was just the right buy order for the sell orders that are there. So when you go to sell something, you get to pick the price. And it won't really sell unless someone's looking to buy it in that price range. So, but we'll go ahead and hit claim. We'll go back to our water filter station. Now you can see the button is now highlighted. That means we have enough to do some tasks. Now let's go click on this. All right, we can do 4 out of 9. It's going to use that 160 ice we just bought. It's going to use about 40 power and 4 stamina, which is pretty good. We're also going to get some XP from it. And water. I believe the regolith is a chance. So you might get some of that. You might not. Not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and click confirm to start. Oh, hang on. Now, let's say you didn't have the stamina, right? In this case, I do. But if you didn't have the stamina, you can click on post work order and it'll allow someone like me or you to do the task and use your stamina. So, and that's a way people can make dust. Basically, I'm going to pay them to use their stamina to complete this task. But since we have stamina, we're going to go ahead and click confirm, and it's going to take a second. All right, there you have it. Now you can see those tasks have started. It's a 6-hour cooldown. So in 6 hours, I can come back and claim this. Now, here's what that's going to look like. This is a different building, but this is what it looks like when you have a claim. So you're going to see there's two things that I can claim here. I'm going to click on it on this land, and my mining rig is ready to claim. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit complete all. Well, I guess I'll click on it. So yeah. All right. Yep. Nothing to really show there. Okay. Complete all. Down on the right, you'll see I got some of the material and some XP, and that's it. Now, since that finished, I'm going to go ahead and get this machine running again. So, and the game is really this simple. Okay. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to freak out. It's real easy. I know it was kind of maybe this video is a lot to take in, right? But this is all it is starting your task, collecting the goods once you're done, once the cooldown is stopped. See, this is a 9-hour cooldown. So I'll have to collect that in 9 hours or whatever. And you just repeat. So for you just getting started, if you're on that premium pass, you have some solar panels. Focus on charging cells. Get those cells going. You want to sell some. Eventually, you want to start saving some because you're going to want to charge up your water filtration building if you have it and go from there. And just rinse and repeat. Make sure you think about your stamina, okay? You don't want to be left without food and run out of dusk. So, and that's why we sell some of these power cells that we charge, is so we can use that money or that dusk to buy the food we need if we need food. Now you have some other buildings and some other recipes. Just click on them and you can see exactly what you need to get those started. So if you have the dusk, you can do more, especially if you have the stamina, right? So just click on them, see what you need. Sometimes most of these tasks are profitable. And if you want a setup like mine, okay, you can copy exactly what I have. So if you decide, hey, maybe you don't want the premium pass, you want to set up something that's maybe a little more advanced, maybe somewhere in like the 100, 150 range or whatever, you can grab exactly what I have. I'm set up for charging cells. I'm set up for brewing coffee. I'm set up for water filtration off the bat. Now for the greenhouse, I did have to level the building up to be able to plant carrots and things like that. So, but don't worry about that yet. You'll pick this up. There's a player's guide. Get into that. But for the most part, start off, get your solar cells going, get some dusk in game, get used to using your stamina and managing that. And here, if you want to place, I'm going to show you what it's like to have somebody do the work for you. Now, you remember how I collected my mining rig earlier? That actually gave me a bunch more ice. So I'm going to go ahead and hit max. And instead of using my stamina, which would be the confirm button, I'm going to click on post work order. So I'm going to post 5. So we got 5 out of 5. We're going to pay 1 dusk per task. And it's going to end up costing me about 5.2 dusk. Click on confirm. And it'll take a second, but just like that, you're going to hire this out, which is really cool. So, all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I need some dusk, right? Let's say you've been charging your solar cells. You got these full power solar cells, right? And you need some dusk. I'm going to go ahead and sell them. So I'm going to click on sell in the marketplace. I'm going to click on max. And you can see here at this price, I'm going to end up with 53.5 dusk, which is really nice. This is where you pause. If you're selling something, look at the last price, 11.99. Now down here, it's at the 24-hour price. Well, why sell for that when I can make more, right? And right now there was just an update and things are popping. So I'm going to go ahead and raise it up. I'm not going to go crazy. So I'm going to go just a hair over the last price. Click on confirm and hopefully it fills. So if I come back in a few minutes and this hasn't sold, then I'll probably adjust the price. You can wait longer if you want, but I'm going to give it a little time. All right, here goes another post work order. You can see that I don't have the stamina right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hire this out. I do have the dusk available, which is good, which I'll need. Click on post work order. This is going to cost me about 5 dusk. So 5 dusk, and I'm going to get about 80 waters for it. So let's go ahead and sell, or let's go ahead and hire these people, and boom, success. And actually, as you can see, that filled up really quick. Some people snagged up the job just like that. Now, what are jobs and how do you get them? Let's say that you don't have a lot going on. You don't have a lot of buildings. Maybe you need some more dusk, but you have stamina, right? You can go ahead and basically take on some of these jobs that we just kind of listed and do them yourself for dusk. So for me, I have a little bit of experience in electrical because of the solar cells and the solar panels that I'm doing. I get a lot of solar XP right now, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go ahead and click on electrical. I'm a novice, so the 1-for-1 rate is pretty much all I can get right now, even though I can change this. I'm probably not going to get that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just okay the 1-for-1, 1 stamina, 1 dusk. Just like that, I'm looking for a job. Right here, you can see a list of my work jobs that are kind of going on right now. So I got 3 jobs going, and there's about 14 hours left on them before I can collect my reward. And then here goes the posted jobs. And you can see I'm putting people to work. So that's pretty much it on getting started. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just try to keep it simple. Like, I encourage you to jump into the Million of Mars Discord. You can jump in my Discord too, but you'll get a wealth of knowledge from the Million on Mars Discord. There's some friendly people there and really knowledgeable about the game. I'll also link the player guide down below, and just try to absorb as much information as you can. If you're new, I'd maybe start with one of those premium passes and get your feet wet. If you're in the Discord and you're a new person and you want some help getting a nice plot together, this plot right here was set up for me by Grilled Cheese. I told him my budget, and he set me up with a sweet land plot. And he found me a spot that had plenty of room to grow. So initially, I only had the 1 green dot here. I only had the 1 green hex here, which is these buildings right here. Talk to Grilled Cheese Sandy's, tell him your budget, and he'll probably help you find or create you a sweet spot. Okay? If you're not going the premium pass route. If you go the premium pass route, then you'll probably have a couple solar panels and a water filtration thing and a CAD probably. So focus on charging those batteries, getting familiar with the market board, using your stamina and recharging it. Eventually move to water. And if you move to water, if you start filtering water, you're probably going to have to buy ice. Now, you should have your own power storage. You might not right away, so you might have to buy a couple full power cells to start. But just get familiar with these things. It's really easy. My first couple days was pretty much just solar panel. Okay. I've expanded. I've got more solar panels, a couple different machines going. But for the most part, I've decided to go solar because that's going to allow me to get more buildings easier later. So you don't have to do it that way. You can just get your buildings and buy power from me. So, or you can go the power route. I would suggest having at least 2 or 3 options, because maybe selling power might not be the best at a certain time. What's best and what's not best does change depending on supply demand. So I don't think you can go wrong with the charging of solar panels, and I don't think you can go wrong with the filter water. Those are pretty heavily needed things. but get familiar with 2 or 3 things. And that way, you always have a way to sustain yourself or be profitable in the game's economy. I really hope I did a good job putting this together. I am new myself, so have some mercy on me. Again, get the premium pass or the regular access pass. Use my referral link. Start playing the game. Charge those batteries. Jump in the Million of Mars Discord. Jump in my Discord. We can learn together. Okay? With this, I hope I didn't hope I didn't make any veterans mad. I know this wasn't the perfect noob guide, but from a new player's perspective, this is what it's looking like. So, from a new player's perspective, this is how you get started. Keep it simple and just enjoy the ride. Like it's been so fun these last few days growing my Mars land plots and buildings these last few days. I started with something real small, got familiar with the game, and I'm like, okay, let's do more. So that's all. That is all. Also, if there's something I left out, please comment down below, but let's keep it simple for the new people. Let's keep it absolutely simple with that. I'm out. I'll catch you in the next one. What do you do?